As rightly said by Albert Hubbard, if you have health, you probably will have happiness. If you have health and happiness, you will have all the wealth you need, even if it is not all you want. So your greatest wealth is your health. Let's start today's journey on how our health can become our biggest wealth. And today, we will provide you tools for the same. I, Noveline Lobo, welcome you all to the Health is Wealth Day of the Induction Ceremony. I now take this opportunity to introduce our guest, Ms. Dolly Manghat. Ma'am, may I have your permission to begin? Thank you. Ma'am is a psychologist and has pursued various courses on astrology, numerology, palmistry from universities of Historic Science in Scotland, Germany, and Switzerland. She is a prominent astrologer and psychotherapist and writes for national and international dailies. Ma'am is a regular speaker on BBC. She holds positive workshops for educational institutes and corporate bodies. Ma'am is a qualified and certified motivational speaker from IAPCC, Washington, D.C., awarded at Minneapolis Open University. She has won several awards like Mother Teresa Award, Bharat Ratna Dr. MGR National Award, Astrologer of the Millennium Award by the Institute of Success Awareness, Glory of India Award by the Modern Indian Interaction Society, Rashtriya Gaurav Award by the Indian International Society, Best Citizen of India Award by International Publishing House, Arc of Excellence awarded in 2002 by the International Institute of Success Awareness. She believes that every person has distinct prominent abilities, which, when honed consciously, leads to peaceful, contented, and complete existence, which is the true recipe for success. She is a successful professional and a loving mother who maintains a healthy work-life balance. I now request ma'am to enlighten us through your words.
It's such a pleasure to see all youngsters here with nice smiling faces. Normally everybody is very serious. And before I start off my talk for today, I just want you to be reminded of a song which has been humming in my brains. Matlabi ho ja zara matlabi. Do you like it? Yes, sir. Only the first 3 lines, not what follows. Would you agree with me on that? Yes, sir. There's an English version also of that, which talks about do what you want to do in life. And you don't have to care what others think about you. Can you all hear me behind? Yes, sir. What is the best thing that you like about that song? Yeah? दुनिया की सुनता है क्यों, खुद की भी सुन ले कभी. So today's talk is going to be about your emotional quotient and your IQ, that is the intelligent quotient. Are you all aware of that? And would anyone out of you get up and just tell me before I start off with the presentation also, because now my laptop is not here, so probably you all will just have to look and I'll be just talking. Okay, can any of you all just get up and just tell me the difference between the EQ and the IQ? Yeah?
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Rumeli. I'm from Kolkata. Ma'am, IQ is intelligent quotient, whereas where we measure our intelligence, it's the mental age by the chronological age into 100.
Okay.
Whereas EQ is the emotional quotient, where we kind of measure our emotions.
Kind of measure, or can you measure? A yes and a no?
Yes.
I beg to differ on that. No. IQs can be measured. EQs have to be felt.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah, right.
But you were right.
Thank you.
And today when I'm talking here, though I am a professional astrologer and a numerologist, I've done my PhD in occultism, but I need to tell you all here, I do not believe in predictive sciences. I believe that all these sciences are basically so creative that actually you can start creating your own prophecies once you know about your own selves. Would you all agree with me on that? Yes, sir. Yeah? So today when we are talking about IQ in synergy with EQ, and to begin with, can we open up my presentation please? Oh, you want me to? 1 second, just hold on please. Oops. How are you going to do that? You could just probably, you know, just put this slide on. Okay, so we are all set. I just need you all to understand one thing, that when we are talking about our emotional quotient, we are talking about our subconscious mind. And when we are talking about our IQ, that is the intelligent quotient, we are talking about our conscious mind. Now that you all are on the threshold of your life, how many of you are eager to go? Eager to just kill it? Wow, seems like 100%. Why didn't you raise your hand? What is in your mind? How many of you are eager to go and kill it? Okay. And how many of you are really, really confident? Now, I want truthful answers, because I believe in honesty, not to me, but honesty to yourself. How many of you are confident? Okay. How many of you are clear in your goals? Very good. And how many of you know your positives and negatives? Any second thoughts? And do you all believe that once you have a self-awareness or insight within yourself, you all will be much better human beings and success will be faster? Yes. How many of you all believe in astrology? Don't be shy. If you believe in astrology, you'll believe in astrology. If you all don't believe in astrology, you all don't believe in astrology. Perfect. How many of you all believe in numerology? Okay. Just to make life simpler, astrology and numerology are sisterly sciences. To make it further simpler, I would just tell you, astrology and numerology, the study of this subject, helps you to know yourself better, and eventually you can be the architects of your fate. Life is what you make it. How many of you all believe in that? Superb. So here, children, I actually want to tell you all, destinies are shaped. What we are born with is destiny, but what we make out of that destiny, how we shape it, is completely in our hands. What you all see me here today, I would say that if 35 years you all had seen me, I was probably, you all wouldn't have even imagined that I could have reached these heights. But these heights probably I have reached is only because of the belief in oneself. Is only because the day I started understanding myself better, I became a little matlabi. And मैंने वाकई में दुनिया की नहीं सुनी. People used to consider कि oh no, you're studying these astrological subjects because this was the prerogative of the Brahmins. And I'm from a complete farmer's background. I'm a complete farmer's daughter. And to top it all, a Sardar's family. And they were completely zapped that why am I doing this? But I knew in my mind, the belief was there that since century when these subjects have been there has to be some meaning to it. And I never believed that anybody could predict my life. For I believed I will make my life. And that's exactly what I want you all to do. On my second slide, the intelligent and the emotional quotient, if you'll just see, it is basically tells you that your the theories of brain, according to some theories of brain function, a high IQ means someone who is self-confident, self-aware and able to handle difficult emotional experiences. And children, you all must keep this in your mind, that your degree of success is often tied directly to the handling of your emotions in the workplace and in personal relationships. Relationships are never about only professional. Relationships are also about your personal. Would you all agree to me with me that you cannot make money if you are not emotionally happy? Money and honey go together? Honey there, money not there, honey goes away. Come on, answer me, youngsters. Money there, honey not there, money no fun. So money and honey go parallelly. How many of you all are going to agree with me or probably connect with me and say that emotions play a big part in whenever we have to focus or concentrate? Arey baap re, kya kehna? That's nice. If you all are aware of it, how many of you all, or probably can you all just again connect with me and let me know that when emotionally you all are not happy, have you all ever analyzed why you all are not happy? Analyzed? Anybody? Have you? Can you just a little elaborate it for us?
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah.
My name is Nilesh Piraris. I'm from Nasik, Maharashtra.
Yeah.
Ma'am, from beginning when I
A little louder.
from beginning when I sleep in night, I think about myself.
Okay.
What I do, what I had done mistakes,
Yeah.
why I'm unhappy, and try to figure out that.
Yeah.
So that was from beginning I used to do. But after that, I think about in day also.
Okay.
Whenever I'm happy.
That's good. Do you write it down?
Sometimes.
Okay. Even now, while we are talking, I want you all to write down your positive and negatives, because I am sooner or later going to tell you the tools on how you can recognize the positive and negatives of not only your own selves, but even of that in the other people like your friends, and probably handle yourself better. Okay? Now, when we came here, we spoke about the IQ. Now, here it says, wait, I need to wear my specs. A person's IQ, on the other hand, measures concepts like logical reasoning, the word comprehension and math skills, rather than creative potential or emotional abilities. People with a high IQ may be able to learn certain subjects very quickly and make connections between ideas that others miss. Right? They often have great academic success, although they may struggle to find classes that challenge them. However, the ability to acquire knowledge does not necessarily mean people can recognize and manage their emotional states. It is nice to be intelligent, but trust me, all the very, very successful people in this world have not been those whose IQ has been very high. The people who have been successful in world, take it anybody, are the ones who could handle their emotionals very well. While coming on my way to this institution, I had a very wonderful person with me by the name of Mehfooz. Where are you, Mehfooz? Yeah. And he very nicely, we were talking about certain aspects of life, and something about him which really triggered my thoughts was when he asked us a simple question: is corporate life difficult? How many of you all here would find the corporate life difficult? Everybody, almost. My answer to you is corporate life is not difficult at all. Why isn't it difficult? Because you know yourself. The moment you know your positives, your negatives, and how you are able to handle situations, you will be a success not only in your professional life, but also in your personal life. That is why it's very well said, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. How many of you all are actually into sports? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. Very sad. You know, a person, I'm not saying that you have to become a 30 marka in sports. But जब हम sports चुन लेते हैं बेटा, हमारे में एक अजीब किस्म की fighting spirit आ जाती है. Our brains get fresh. We start loving ourselves. So whether you take up a sport of Sudku, to a sport of golf, to a sport of swimming, to a sport of squash, anything that you take fancy to, but 1 hour in a day will help you come and learn about yourself and also balance your emotional quotient. So, and you know, we always say we don't have time. There's so much of work, there's so much of assignments, there are so much. Now is the age for you all, especially now when you're in this place where you are, that once you start taking out at least an hour for yourself, either you're into the gym or you're doing your sport, or even, I mean, abroad, I have 2 son-in-laws, one is a French and the other a Danish. And I have seen my eldest son-in-law, he may come home from the office at say around 8 o'clock, he will definitely go for a run for 1 hour, come back and then do his other work. Or he'll put the children to sleep, have the dinner because they're very fond of having early dinner. Still at around 10, 10:30 he will go out for an hour's walk, run. Not because he wants to keep himself healthy, but because he wants to keep his brains healthy. You need to blank out. Personally, I do not believe in spiritual shopping. I do not believe that the art of living is going to teach you anything. I believe if you learn to balance your own emotional quotient and your energies in your body, you will be able to win and also succeed in life in whichever venture you take up. So nothing is hard in life, only thinking makes it so. Do you all agree with me on this? Do you think I'm talking like you youngsters who believe in themselves? So you all sitting out here, please pledge to yourself that it's important, whether 1 hour or whether half an hour, take out some time to actually do something sporty, something that will give you an adrenaline rush, and soon you will realize what your EQ is all about. Even in today's world, whether you're in India, India is also fast changing, or whether it is abroad, your IQ is not going to be measured. Because everybody sitting out there knows that IQ is so typical that you all will give the answer what you want to hear. You'll be judged by how well you can handle a situation, and that's your EQ. कहते हैं दिल की सुनो, मन से सोचो. दिल की कभी सुनना भूलना मत. Don't do what others expect you to do. Do what you expect of yourself. That's very important. Can we have the third slide, please? Now, medical science can define a brain, not a mind. ये थोड़ा सा मैं science आपके यहाँ लाई हूँ for the simple reason, though it has, I have been in the past, I would say 20-25 years, I have to quite some this thing, I have made a headway where I've demystified astrology and I'm making people realize that astrology is not about predictive sciences, it's about creating your own prophecies. Now here it says we can all define a brain, where it's located, how many veins pass through, what is the measure of mass, etc. But a mind cannot be defined. And it only can be felt. It has no words, though we can endeavor to describe our feelings. Can anybody sitting here define a mind? but we can feel what's happening in our mind, right? So similarly, that is the difference between IQ and EQ. IQ is the brain, EQ is your mind. And the mind is always connected with the heart. Don't forget your heart. Pledge yourselves that you all will exactly do what you all feel like doing. But what you all feel like doing has to be in discipline. That is where your learning process will become faster. This is one of the exercises that will help you concentrate, that will help you focus in your work, and that will help you achieve what you want to do. So only the first 3 lines, मतलबी हो जा ज़रा मतलबी, दुनिया की तू मत सुन, but अपनी भी सुन ले कभी. And it's nice to let your hair down once a while, not all the time. So anything done in discipline is definitely going to be a success for you all. Then I said the IQ can be measured, not the EQ. Emotional quotient has to be felt, recognized within us. The next slide, please. Freedom through empowerment from within. This is what I am going to actually be telling you all, how to achieve freedom and how to empower yourself from within. Before I start my teaching, I want you people to tell me, how do you all empower yourself? Anybody can answer me this question? कुछ तो practice किया होगा ना कभी कि how do you empower yourself? How do you feel rich within yourself? How do you feel that yes, you can be an achiever?
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Monica Shrivastava. Firstly, I think, ma'am, positive thinking is the base of what we have to do in life. And second thing, don't care about what people are think about you.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Before I listen to somebody else, I want you all another thing that is being demystified here is, I feel you don't have to think positive, because when you try to think positive, it's a negative connotation. You're making yourself believe that I'm negative, so I need to think positively. Would you all agree with me on that? Start feeling positive. How do you again start feeling positive? By believing in yourself, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So here, listen to the life, listen to your inner voice. Listen to life. Listen to life means observe. And you know, your role models in life should be people who have been achievers. I am not talking about politicians or Bollywood stars, or I want you all to read autobiographies of people who have actually done something substantial in life and who actually inspire you. So it's very important to listen to life, listen to yourself, and then emulate yourself according to those lines. You don't have to be a carbon copy. And you must, at any age, anybody who gives you negative energies, you must just move away. Not hate that person, but move away. That is EQ. तुम्हारा दिल कह रहा है तुमको कि मुझे नेगेटिव एनर्जीज आ रही हैं, पर तुम्हारा माइंड कहता है नो, आई नीड टू बी विद दैट पर्सन, अदरवाइज व्हाट विल पीपल से दैट अ फ्रेंडशिप ब्रोक, or I need that person because probably I can climb on the shoulders of that person and gain something for myself. That's IQ. It will never work. So emotional quotient, make yourself strong. Learn to listen to your emotions. You can only listen to your emotions if you observe yourself, if you observe people around you. So ask and you shall receive. Recognize omens. It's very important for you all to ask. Like I am here standing, I am wanting to share my experiences with you all, the way I would like to share your experiences with me too. So you all need to build up that confidence that ask. Have you ever observed a small child the mother or the father or the people around, they'll always say, so many questions this child asks. Because the child is so carefree. If you observe a 5 or a 6-year-old child, he doesn't bother what the people are going to say. He just is inquisitive, he wants to know, and he wants to seek. So that's where they say, do not allow the child to be killed within you. And only if you ask will you receive. Only if you seek will the master appear. So it says the seeker meets the master. If you guys, that you all have come to this institution and you all are very clear about yourself, you must ask, you must seek. The moment you start seeking questions, I'm sure the master will appear. Would you like to listen to what are the definitive ways of success, or would you like to listen how you can create your success? Oh, I'm so happy with this answer. Because there are no definite ways. What may be good for me may not be good for you. What may be good for you may not be good for me. It's all about perceptions. So start seeking, start questioning your own self rather than questioning people around you. And the moment you seek, the master appears. Your empowerment is always from within. Nobody, no amount of scriptures, no amount of guides can actually give you the strength what you guys can actually seek from yourself. I basically am a very spiritual person, and I wouldn't call myself religious person. I would not call myself that I'm a ritualistic person. My spiritualism lies because I believe in myself. My spiritualism lies because work is worship for me. Sometimes my clients have asked me, which is the God that you pray, because God is so kind to you. We will also pray to that God. I said, I'm sorry, he won't listen to you. You'll have to find your own God. So it's very important to find yourself, because the God that you seek outside is actually within you. And he's empowered you with those tools. And these tools will only come the moment you look inside and start feeling for yourself. The moment you start feeling for yourself, you all are surely going to be positive. Unchain yourself and break the shackles. How many of you here feel that you are in kind of restricted and constrained and in that boxed? How many of you all feel boxed? If you all don't mind, would you all share? Can you just share how do you feel boxed?
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Supratik Sanghi. I am from Kolkata. Ma'am, I feel boxed whenever I try to do something. I get very much nervous, and sometimes I'm unable to do that job.
Okay.
And ma'am, I feel like there is some restrictions also.
Restrictions like what?
Restrictions like I'm unable to think that whether I should do this or do that, whether this is correct or this is wrong. I'm nervous and confused, and
that's where you feel boxed. Okay. Then there was another girl here who wanted to say. Sit down, beta. We'll hear her out.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Mukti Gupta. I'm from Gwalior. Ma'am, I mostly think that what the people will say if I do that, then I stop my work for thinking themselves. That is what I feel I'm in a box.
Okay. There's another person here.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Ayushi. I'm from Indore. Ma'am, sometimes I feel boxed because of the family values that we have been following. As in, not exactly boxed, but many times our family values are the ones that restrict us. Right?
Okay.
The way we are being grown up.
Yeah.
Right? So this
conditioning.
Is the reason, yeah, right. So the terms and conditions that they have put on us.
Okay.
So this is the reason that sometimes I feel boxed. I don't try such things that other people try. So like that.
True. Okay. I'm going to answer you all one by one. There was another boy there. Yeah.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Asim from Ranchi. I feel boxed, ma'am, because from inside I am not getting the things that I want to do something, but something stops me.
Okay.
My nervousness or something else.
Okay.
So I feel that.
Okay. Have you all heard what they were saying? 3 out of the 4 spoke about feeling boxed because of their own conditioning, because of their own belief system, or because they are underconfident or indecisive or unable to take things, right? That is where you all felt restricted. Once I talk about the date of births and tell you all how to break free from that, probably you will be able to synergize the soft skills that you learn in the college with your own personality. Okay. This lady here, she spoke about feeling boxed because of value system. Okay, she felt boxed because of the conditioning that we are brought up as childhood. मेरी एक बात याद रखना बेटा, if you are convinced, this is for you since you're a girl child, if you're convinced in your mind that what you're doing is right, you have to change the values. Y'all are in a much, much better generation than what we were. But even when I broke the shackles because I was convinced what I was doing was right, and I knew that I am going to prove results. But when you look into your own eyes before sleeping, you all must exercise this. Whatever you all have done in the daytime, before sleeping, just look into your eyes. If you're able to look into your own eyes, that means you're on the correct path. The next step to prove yourself is look into your mother's eyes. And if you've been able to look into her eyes also, you're on the correct path. And if you're convinced that this value system is not working, and this is what I want to create from myself, go ahead and do it. सुना करो ये गाना, मैं रोज सुनती हूँ कि खुद की सुनो. And I really, 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 really like this song. It's very close to my heart. कि दुनिया की छोड़ो सुननी, अपनी सुनो. And if you are completely believing in the path that you are dealing with, go ahead and do it fearlessly. Fear is actually the moral restraint where things hamper us. ये डर को जिंदगी से निकालो. डर किस बात का? And if you are true to yourself and if your intentions are very pure, you will be able to answer the world. Would you agree with me on that? You have a choice. Now you all have a choice. Even as in astrology, when you go to any Pandit or when you go to any, I would say, traditional astrologer, please question that astrologer. That is he giving you definite predictions? Then don't believe him. If he gives you a choice, believe him. Human beings are the only species on this earth who have been given the brains to choose. You all have both the IQ and you have the EQ. So choose. You have a choice. Anybody here in this classroom or in this auditorium tells me that I am doing what my parents are telling me to do, I would say, think again. If anybody is saying that I am doing what I choose to do, I can just give it in writing that this person is definitely going to succeed. हाँ कि ना? जोर से बोलो. That's it. Can I have the other slide, please? Road to achievement and success. Now, these are my notes. I have believed in them, and for the last 3 decades, I have not only followed the path that I talk, I completely walk that I talk, and even my clients all over the world have followed these things and inculcated in them and have been truly successful. It says, how does the road to achievement and success, how can you form your own roads? It comes from awareness of your own true personality. See, we all like to think we are 30 mark. I don't think we like to think that we are born with any negatives. But we have to accept the fact that we are born with both positive as well as negative. मेरे में भी बहुत negatives हैं. I know I'm a very tough person to live with because I have my own fundas. But at the same time, having accepted the fact that I do have my drawbacks, I don't think I have a single enemy in this world. because I accept it, that I am not the be all, know all of everything. So acceptance of yourself, whether it is your positive or whether it is your negative, is the first, I would say, step towards success. How many of you are truly aware here that you all are born with a negative? Truly, मेरे को सच बोलना. See, there are very few people who are actually admitting the fact that I have a negative. What do the rest of you all think? I need to know this answer. I am not sitting judgmental on anybody. I really want you all to open up. That the children who didn't raise their hands, could they just stand up and tell me that why do they think that, for example, that you don't have any negative?
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm Shruti Malik from Dehradun. And actually, I don't know what is my negative.
You don't know what is it. That's very good. How about you, beta? Aap, haan? You also don't know your negative?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And is this the answer which whoever didn't raise their hands, is this the answer? You all also feel that you all really don't know what's your negative? Okay.
Can I just take a second on that?
Yeah.
I think you're not being honest with yourself. Your parents, your teachers, they have been telling you your negatives right through your school career. You didn't accept it. That's the difference.
Would you all agree with her? Very well said. So beta, negatives, acceptance, like negatives बताते रहे होंगे, उस वक़्त क्या होता है that we all feel कि अरे बाबा, they are always been pointing fingers at me. Now here I just want you all to do introspection and see within yourself that what are the things your parents or your teachers or people elder to you, though I completely agree with my own song here कि दुनिया की मत सुन, but खुद में बेटा एहसास होता है कि मेरी weakness कहाँ है, मेरे में negative कहाँ है. How many of you all have had boyfriends or girlfriends here? Come on man, अभी तो सच बोल दो. And how many of you all have felt that relationship कोई खास जम नहीं रही है? ये पता क्यों नहीं जमती है? Self acceptance नहीं है. Please start accepting yourself the way you are, but recognition of your own faults is very important. मैं बताऊंगी आपको how to find your negatives and positives too. Okay? बैठ जा बेटा. Then it is, you have to question yourself, how intelligent am I? Be truthful to yourself. Would you all believe if I tell you all that I am actually a failure in 6th class? Believe करोगे? मैं फिर हाँ, yes ma'am. That's a good one. Why would you believe that I was a failure in 6th class? Not because I'm saying so. Superb. But how do I measure my intelligence?
It comes with time and experiences and analyzing,
self-analysis. Self-analysis, that's the point. And knowing why did you fail. It's not that anybody is super intelligent or less intelligent, but what you have said is very, very right, that with time you not with time, it's basically with self-analysis, you realize that why did you make a mistake and why did you flaw, so you rectify that mistake and then you become a success person.
Actually ma'am, according to me it's not a failure, but it's just a feeling we feel in ourselves that we could have done it and we would not. We haven't.
Perfectly right, but what did the dunya made us feel that time?
I don't care, because I know my strengths and weaknesses. I know that when I will try for that particular thing 100%, I will surely get it.
Super.
So
super.
At that time,
but I am going to ask you what are your positives and negatives.
Okay.
Once we are on that chapter. Okay. Thank you, beta.
Thank you.
Okay, so here it is. How emotional am I? You also need to know how emotional. These are the pointers which actually will make your own path to achievement and success. How intelligent am I? How emotional am I? How well I can balance these two to make myself successful the way I want. So balancing of your IQ, balancing of your emotional quotient. At times I have met people, or students have come to me, or even people who are evolved and who are grown up and mature in their age have come to me and said that throughout my life I worked very hard, but I have not got happiness. He worked hard or she worked hard because she kept doing or he kept doing things what he was expected to do rather than doing things what he wanted to do. So you have to accept the fact that we are all not ever going to be super intelligent, we are all not under intelligent. If we can balance and accept our emotional balance with ourselves, we'll know how to handle a situation in the corporate world, and that is what makes it easier. Then we have an IQ test, usually involves a set of standardized questions for which the test taker receives a score. This score is compared against the average scores of others within the same age range to determine a person's intellectual potential. That's exactly what the child had said. These type of tests may have a cultural or language bias, however, and they do not indicate everything about a person's mind and functionality. Because when we are going for an aptitude test, you know, we want to know which is the career best for me. We want to know, okay, which side is my intelligence going. It really does not guarantee that you are going to be successful in that particular field. So many scientists. सबसे बड़ा example तो चेतन भगत है. He was an IT person, right? But he was a creative person, and now after his writing and his movies and whatnot, he is completely in his own zone. That's where recognition of yourself, your potentials and your talents is very important. Like many of you sitting here actually told me that we are not aware of our negatives. Well, numerology or astrology are the subjects that help you become aware of yourself. Almost the accuracy rate is not only 95%, but according to my survey or according to my, I would say the life that I've led as an astrologer is 99.9% correct. It's only 1% that I would just leave it is either the person's EQ is very low or IQ is very low that he's unable to accept that. But otherwise, by and large, these subjects help us into knowing ourselves, and then we can start honing ourselves and we evolve as good, mature human beings. Then it is why. Now, here it is these type of tests. Now, for example, IQ measurements on most children with autism are typically very high, yet these children can have difficulties communicating with others. Now, if you actually see children who are autistic, their intelligent quotient is very, 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 very high, but they are not successful in life because their emotional quotient is very low. That's the reason. Can we have the next slide, please? Now, an EQ exam is often more difficult to design. Why? And administer because it deals with information that is difficult to present as a numerical value. I cannot at all, even after knowing yourself, I cannot rate one person's emotional quotient to be 8 on 10 and the others on to be 5 on 10. Because emotional quotient ke saath saath aa jata hai perceptions. Every individual's perceptions are different. If you can understand that, and if you can drill it in your, because you all are so young at the moment, you all are in your formative years. If you can drill it in your mind that every individual has a different perception of life, trust me, your corporate life, your business life, your interpersonal relationships, all are going to become very, very good. They'll all be, you won't have any enemies because you're thinking not only from the other person's point of view. Now your IQ is thinking from the other person's point of view, your EQ thinks how I can deal with that person. So that's how the relationships become better, whether it's your personal or whether it's your professional. There is a joke here where a man was seen reading a newspaper, and somebody asked him, you religiously read the newspaper and you're religiously reading the horoscopes. So he says, yes, I get up in the morning and read my wife's horoscope because then I know how to deal with her. So it's the same thing with our relationships in day-to-day life. So we have the next slide, please. So here we have seeking help through modern occultism. Now basically occultism means the holistic study, the science of the holistic studies. Now how do we apply this to our daily lives so that our success rate becomes faster and smoother? I won't say faster, I would say the success becomes smoother. Now here it is, do not live predictions, start creating your own prophecies and shape your own destiny. Be an architect of your life, the way I said. A modern astrological chart provides a clear perspective of the characteristics, qualities, talents and the true inner self of a person to maximize the scope of the, gifted self. Every individual is very gifted. Here I'll just give you an example. Are you all aware of the 9 planets? Sun, Moon, then we have Mercury, then we have Uranus, then we have Venus, then we have Jupiter, then we have Mars, we have Saturn and Neptune, right? Now, a very, very simple formula here is know your date of birth. You all know your date of birth? Yes, sir. How many people are born on number 1? 1/10/1928. You are what? Yeah. Okay. 1, 10, 19 and 28th. 1 stands for the planet Sun. Okay. Now, would you all agree with me that there is a little bit of fire energy in you all? And you all always want to be a leader? Can't take failure? Now, who are born on 2/11/2029? Okay. Now, I want one of you all to tell me what are your strengths. Or do you all want me to tell you all first? Tell me. That's number 2 people. If I had asked number 1, they would have immediately told. So 2 people are inherently a little shy. 2 people are a little indecisive. The self-belief is a little low, but their intuitions are very, very powerful. And correct me if I'm wrong, most of the 2s that were sitting here, that is the 2, 20 and the 29 and 11, they must really be thinking before giving an answer, yaar ye to answer mere ko aata tha. Hota hai na? That's number 2s. Abhi I'm just giving you a blinkers, okay? People born on 3, 12, 21 and 30th. What do you all consider yourself to be? You all are ruled by Jupiter. Bolo man. Do you all consider yourself intelligent? Do you all think too much? Mungeri Lal ke haseen sapne? That's number 3. They are intelligent, they dream a lot, they need to just learn how to manifest their dreams. Before I go to number 4, I want you all to know one thing. Kehte there are 3 kinds of people in this world. The 2 are the main. Either they are leaders or they are followers. Okay? The 3rd type of people are nowhere. They have to decide whether they want to lead or whether they want to follow. People who are successful in this world are people who act and think at the same time. There are 3 again kinds of people: people who think and not act, people who act without thinking. Only it's the 3rd kind that are successful, who think and act at the same time. So I want you all to think and act at the same time if you all are really wanting to be leaders. Now number 4, 4, 13, 22 and 31. कुछ बोलोगे अपने बारे में कि मैं बोलूं? बोलोगे? Yeah.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Pankaj Manani and I am from Gorakhpur, UP. My positiveness is my honesty,
Yeah.
And self-confidence in me.
Yeah.
And ma'am, I am a little bit shy. That is my negativeness.
But you're a little bit rebel also?
Yes, ma'am.
That's Uranus planet ruling on him. Now, he said he's honest, he's positive, and he's a little bit shy. But there is also a rebel in him. People who are born on these dates of 4, 13, 22, 31, they can rebel, but they have to think while rebelling. They shouldn't rebel because they have to rebel. That's the shyness in you. So how do you overcome the shyness?
Ma'am, slowly, I am introvert also, so I am trying to extrovert.
Very good. So slow and steady will win the race, but you need to understand. Now here I want you to understand that be a rebel, but don't be a rebel because you want to be a rebel. Be a rebel and stand up for that rebelliousness of yours because what you think you feel is right. You must be a fighter. Okay? We'll come further. Okay, now after 4 comes 5. 5, 14 and 23. Would you all say anything about yourself? Mercury, it's ruled by Mercury. Mercury का temperament क्या होता है? घड़ी में तोला, घड़ी में माशा. So you have to understand yourself that how you can decide not to decide. Not making a decision is a decision by itself, right? Okay, 6, 15 and 24, which is ruled by Venus. Beauty, art, creativity. Do you all think you all are all that? Okay, we move on. 7, 16, 25. Neptune. Do you all want to make a difference in the world? Yes, no? Okay. 8, 17 and 26 ruled by Saturn. And what do you all think about yourself? Do you all feel life is tough or life is easy?
Ma'am, life is tough, but with your hard work, you can make it easy.
Superb. Typical Saturn. You must believe in yourself. Your determination, dedication and discipline is definitely going to see you places. That's 8. Now we come to last but not the least, the 9, 18 and 27. Only 1, 2. Mars. How angry are you people? Look at her laughing. Okay, these were just short starters that I am giving you, that how true a date of birth can describe you. So just because the time we have paucity of time, I can just tell you all this much at this particular moment, that number 1 is ruled by Sun. So people born on 1, 10, 19, 28 should always look at the attributes of the Sun to actually know themselves. The Sun can burn, the Sun can give warmth to you. So Sun is both productive and constructive, but can also be destructive. People born on 2, 11, 20, 29 are ruled by Moon. So they have to see how mood swings they have. It's with the same like the moon. 15 days, they'll feel very energetic and bubbly and happy. And 15 days in a month, they're completely down saying, whoo, what am I to do with this life? So that's the moon's energies. Third, people born on number 3. You just calculate 3, 12, 21, 30 is number 3. It's ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is a planet of expansion. So when you all are Googling all your horoscopes and all that, rather than Googling your horoscope, learn about planets so that you can learn about yourselves. Even when I am giving my predictions on the YouTube, or I am giving my predictions otherwise in the magazines, I never give predictions, though that zodiacs is known as okay, predictions for month of July or predictions for month of August. I always talk about planets, how they are going to affect an individual. So number 3 is Jupiter, number 4 is Uranus. Now Uranus people are rebellious by nature. They want to make a difference, but they're shy of making a difference. So they need to overcome this shyness. Number 5 people are mercurial. They're like Mercury. कभी आगे जाते तो कभी पीछे जाते हैं. And I wouldn't say you can't trust them, but I would say the moment they say something, you have to catch them. Because they can change their mind. They're quicksilver. Number 6 is creativity, beautiful, Venus. Number 7 is Neptune, which again they're very critical, very analytical. Number 8 is Saturn. It requires, don't ever think that number 8 or number 4s like other numerologists say that it's a very tough number. It's not a tough number. It's a number that just requires a little determination, dedication and determination and belief in yourself, and life is easy. Number 9, 18 and 27 is ruled by Mars. So Mars is a very fiery planet. So what happens is that these people are, at times tend to be aggressive. They speak without thinking. They just say things impulsively, which they don't probably even mean. But by that time they've lost out on themselves. So what you guys need to do is know yourself, know your personality, and then you can start rectifying yourself. That's where I've said the personality is the vehicle through which the soul accomplishes its goal. Our life's chart helps us understand who we are today, gives us glimpses of who we have been and where we are going. It's a picture of the ultimate journey and evolutionary journey of life. So it's like when you younger generation, we never had these tools in our life, because in our generation, astrology meant definitive. In today's generation, when we become all emancipated and aware, these studies have proved beyond doubt that whether they were psychologists of the yore or psychologists of today, we all have used a part of this science to know our clients better. So when you all know yourself better, the earlier you all know yourself better, the faster and the easier is the success and smooth road to life. Then it is courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to walk through your fear. How many of you all fear here? Do you all really want to overcome this fear? Yes. Break free. Break your shackles. Listen to people. Listen to your elders. But have a mind of your own, and don't argue for argument's sake, but if you feel something that is correct, speak up. And charity begins at home. I don't want you all to go and start fighting with your parents, but I need you all to go and try to make your parents understand. However conservative a parent may be, if your intentions are pure, you have the purity of intent and you're convinced about something, you'll just realize that your parents have become your best friends. Because every parent wants the child to make him understand why is he being what he is. And that is why they say everything begins at home. So know yourselves. Then we have, remember, on the other side of your fears, you will discover fortune. जो डर गया, सो मर गया. ये तो इतनी मेरे को अच्छा लगता है. Whenever I fear, I remind myself, I look at myself in the mirror and I always say, जो डर गया, सो मर गया. And I've realized when I've overcome that fear, actually my fortune is there. That's exactly what happened to me when I was invited to the White House in America. I was really scared because I was wondering that, okay, I've got this invitation to talk, and they hadn't told me that there were other speakers there. But I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, you believe in yourself. You really know that what you're doing is good to the world, not only to the world, to yourself also. What have you got to lose? Go and speak your mind out. And out of the 6 speakers that were actually invited there, I stood first, and what made me proud was the national anthem when it was played, when I won the things. I mean, I was giving lecture to the war veterans, and I realized that I had won their hearts. And then I realized that if I had hadn't faced my fear, I wouldn't have been where I am. So guys, I want you all to overcome your fear. डर किस बात का? दुनिया का. Do you all consider that the world is much more educated than you guys? Don't you think you all can make a difference to the world? Do you all think and believe that? Then go ahead and do it. Take out the fear. The word fear should not be in your dictionary at all. And especially when you know yourself, there is nothing to fear. We have the next slide. Listen to life, listen to your inner voice. It says no pain, no gain. Pain and adversity are the powerful vehicles to promote personal growth. Whenever a situation confronts you, it's life's way of throwing a challenge at you and finding out how brave you are. कोई मुझे यहाँ अपनी कोई दास्तां बताएगा कि when you all feared what you all lost and when you all didn't fear what you all won? Anybody would like to share? कोई भी नहीं. What is the fear? Would anybody like to share with me that when they faced their fear, they won, and when they were actually fearing what they lost? Yeah.
Good morning, ma'am. Rumeli from Calcutta again. Ma'am, I was very afraid of my dad.
Okay.
I couldn't stand in front of him.
Okay.
No demands, nothing.
Yeah.
So thereby I lost my father there, you know.
You lost your father in
As
what
in
way?
the person father. I
The
forgot
person
I have a father.
Okay.
Sooner or later, I realized that, you know, around me, people are so, like, daughters are very close to fathers and so on and so forth. So I started talking to him, became very friendly with him, and I got my father back. I got a best friend.
There you are.
And he was the one who actually took me out. I had an accident, so he was the one who gave me his dedications and his determinations, and I'm standing here all good and all fine.
There you are. Wonderful.
Thank you.
I mean, this is a part of our personal self. Never fear. एक यहाँ पर्सनल रिलेशनशिप्स का मुझे बहुत जो अच्छा लगता है आजकल की जनरेशन ने निकाला हुआ है. हमारे जनरेशन में तो बोलते होते थे that if you love somebody, set it free. If it is yours, then you know it comes back to you. Otherwise, it was not yours. आजकल की जनरेशन ने तो बहुत खूबसूरत निकाला है. मालूम है आप लोगों को क्या निकाला है? मालूम है? It says if you love somebody, set it free. If it comes back to you, that means others didn't like him, so set him free again. And I loved this concept. Isn't it true actually? वो बंदा वापस आ गया क्योंकि उसको और किसी ने घास नहीं डाला. तो set him free again. Why do you want some failure in your life? So you guys are really born lucky that you all have everything there. You all have to just pick and choose, overcome your fear and make your life successful. Then we are asked to let go of what we expected, and for a human being, letting go can be frightening. Behind all our resistance is fear. This is again a very remarkable line which says that whenever we resist in life, kahin na kahin there is a fear, kahin na kahin ek dar chupa hua hota hai. So again, throughout your life or throughout your academic year, and when you all are tomorrow going to your corporate worlds or doing your own businesses, fear is one thing that will always restrain you. Don't be afraid of speaking your thoughts. And be clear of your thoughts, because like our Vedas say that your thoughts change into words, the words into actions, and it's actions that give us our karmas. And the karmas, I don't mean those spiritual karmas, I just feel that as you sow, so shall you reap. So whatever we throw into the world is what is going to be thrown back to us. Then we have the unknown is where the new exists, and the new is the only place in the world where you will find possibility. Would you agree with me on the last two lines? That possibilities are only in the new. So change yourself. You know, trust your ideas. Maximum क्या हो जाएगा? Ideas work नहीं करेंगे. But maybe when the ideas don't work, you will again try the next time and that idea will work. वो कौन सा scientist था who tried and tried and tried again and then फटाक से कौन था? जिसने लाइट बनाई थी? हाँ, right. So that's how, I mean, don't be fearful of throwing your ideas or bouncing your ideas on other people. You know, ठीक है, चला चला, नहीं चला नहीं चला, चल भी सकता है. अगर नहीं चला उसको modify कर सकते हो आप. You must never let yourself be restricted by anything. So possibilities are limitless. We have the next slide, beta, which says how to unchain yourself. How do I gain freedom? Vedas teach us that thoughts turn into words and words into actions and our actions lead to our karmas. Good or bad is your choice. Okay, cherish your dreams, cherish your ideals, cherish the music that stirs your heart, cherish the beauty that drapes your finest thoughts, for it's out of them that will grow all delightful conditions, all heavenly environment of these. If you remain true to them, your world will be built, spoke James Allen. James Allen is a very famous psychologist. He has actually challenged the world. He had challenged the world that dreams, some people come and say, my dreams are never fulfilled. My answer to them, the way James Allen says is, कि तुमने कभी dream ही नहीं किया तो तुम dream की क्या बात कर रहे हो? You only followed what you were supposed to follow. That I need to make more money, I need to have my honey, I need to have my children, I need to have money. Was that your dream? Or was your dream to make an identity for yourself? When your soft skills teachers are teaching you all that what is the correct methodology of going out into the world, some people can follow it, some people cannot follow it. But if you know your true selves, your restrictions and your limitations and your personalities, you will be able to understand what the soft skill teachers are teaching you, and you will be able to inculcate it easily into your personality. So we have the next slide. The way to success through numerology. Now, how will numerology help you all? I've already given you all a little bit of starter. Here it says numerology simply leads us to better paths through better thoughts about ourselves. The methods in the numerology, now numerology, if you see, has been spelt differently. It's not numerology, it's numerology. I mean, we were planning to start in this institution about 2 years earlier, but somehow I didn't get time. But in America and in Europe, this subject is taught to the MBAs. That how to understand yourself and how to understand the other person, that's how the word numerology, which means of today's generation. Through this science, you can actually know yourself and your friends much, much better. Much better. And now here it says, the methods in numerology have proven more than 95% accuracy to determine about your personality, about situations and the actions you are likely to take. Given a particular situation, one individual will act differently, the other individual will act differently. Why? Because the perceptions are different. The approach to a particular problem is different. And here numerology takes this ancient science of occultism to a whole new level of awareness and puts the tools of empowerment in your hands. So how do you empower? How do you start feeling positive? You can only feel positive if you know about yourself. So gone are those has its ups and downs. But once you know that you can overcome it, every path becomes smooth. एक बार तुम्हें कार चलानी आ जाए तो फिर क्या गड्ढे, क्या नाले, क्या everything, you just go on regardless, right? Because you know how to drive the car. You know how to maneuver it. Similarly, once you know yourself, you have learned to drive the vehicle of your own personality. Right? So here it is. All you need to know is what does your date of birth hold for you? What are the energies residing within you? Now, energies, are we all aware, which is actually scientific, that our body is made out of 4 energies? What are they? Fire, water, air, earth, and Is it sky? Water, air, earth and fire. So from your date of birth. Now again very easy. Can I have the next slide please? Again very easy. Like sun is fire, moon is water, Jupiter is air, Uranus again is earth, Neptune is fire. Right? Planets में भी जाने के बजाय, are you all aware of your zodiacs? That you're a Capricorn or you're a Cancer or you're a this thing, Piscean or whatever. Now, all zodiacs, there are 4 for each, right? We start with Aries. Aries is a fire sign. So, anybody born in the zodiac sign of Aries will have fire energy in them. But if he is born as an Aries but has a number of 2, 11, 20 and 29, will have a water energy in him also or her, right? So कहते हैं वो आग को कैसे बुझाना है या लगाना, again depends upon your mind. Now Taurus comes as the earth sign, solidarity, loyalty. So all these things are attributed. Then you come to Cancer, which is a water sign. Then you come, after Cancer comes Gemini, which is an air sign. Then comes the Leo again, fire sign, and then the Virgo, earth sign, then again Libra, the air sign, and Scorpio, the water sign. Again that circle starts. So knowing these energies of the zodiac also helps you into knowing that every individual has a particular energy, balanced and overbalanced. That is how the attitudes. किसी में water energy ज़्यादा होती है तो उसको adaptability, he adapts to every situation even at the cost of ruining himself. किसी में fire energy ज़्यादा होती है तो you tend to be more aggressive, more impulsive. किसी में earth energy इतनी होती है कि responsibilities लेते रहते हो, औरों की responsibilities लेते रहते हो, अपनी भूल जाते हो. Air energies इतनी होती है कि मुंगेरी लाल के हसीन सपने होते हैं, सपनों की दुनिया में खोए रहते हैं, हकीकत में कुछ होता नहीं है. So you need to know all this, that what are the energies that are in my body that are making me behave the way I am. So having this awareness, you can rectify it. So here it says what numerology can do for you. The subject is taught to students in Europe and American colleges, to professionals alike. Its goal is to help you know yourself better and gain a stronger sense of identity. It aims to ground you, who you really are, your character, gifts, strengths, weakness, motivation and desires. I have basically written these pointers so that you all know and you all understand कि नीम हकीम खतरे जान. Please go to people who can motivate you, or people who can actually tell you what is the right way to live life. Don't go to people to just say कि मेरा वक्त कब अच्छा शुरू हो रहा है, कि मेरी पढ़ाई नहीं चल रही है, what is happening. A true person will actually look and say probably you're losing concentration and focus for whatever reasons. So these are the pointers you should know what numerology teaches us. Your true self is ever foremost in your mind and heart, and effortlessly guides you and infuses yourself. Never forget yourself. हमारे ज़माने में बोलते होते थे don't be selfish. आज की generation की demand है please be a little selfish. Until and unless you create happiness within yourself, you will never be able to give happiness to other people. Until and unless you are secure within yourself, you will never be able to give security to the other person. It's simply like in the aircraft, they tell you when the mask comes down, please cover your face first, then cover your child's. So today's demand is look into yourself. Please change your attitudes if you are to determine your altitudes. If you have not been able to determine your altitude, basically look again, do introspection. It means there's something wrong with your attitude. We have the next slide. The main numbers of a life. Now this is how you can calculate yourself. The birth path number derived from the date of birth. Just take your date of birth and you will actually know that this is my birth path. This is the path that I need to lead. This is what I need to know about myself. The environmental influence number derived from the full name as found on the birth certificate. Whatever is your full name, you can actually come to know how you perceive the people around you, because the energies of the name starts resonating with your personality. The conscious desire number is derived from the vowels of the full name. What is in your heart? When I take the name and I take out the vowels from your name, I exactly come to know कि बंदे के दिल में क्या है, बोल क्या रहा है, दिल में क्या है. So you can come to know the bottom of your heart. The subconscious motivational number is derived from the consonants of the full name. The dharma number is derived from the some date of birth, month and year, also gives a peak in your talents. Now this dharma number, basically, like I said, again it's perception. For me, dharma is work. For me, dharma is my talents. इतने टैलेंट्स हम अपने आप में समाकर अगर रखेंगे और दुनिया के साथ शेयर नहीं करेंगे, तो आई थिंक वी हैव नॉट डन जस्टिस टू आवर लाइफ ऑन दिस अर्थ. So through the entire date of birth, the month and the year, you can actually come to know what are your talents, actually have a peek in your own self and your own potentials, and then you can address yourself in accordance with your career. Got it? Like date of birth means now, like I'm born on 10th January 1957, which means 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 9 plus 5 plus 7 and come to a single digit. It will come to a 6. So, though I am a leader in my field of work, yet I am creative enough to make it interesting. If I am just going on giving lectures, probably chances are we might get bored in the end. So I have creativity with me and I have the leadership quality. Combined together, I am responsible to take my actions. That's how you realize your potential and your attitude towards life, right? Now, the truth. Now, what is the exact truth? Keep in mind that these numbers do not dictate. I am repeating this. Keep in mind that these numbers do not dictate, but reflect who we are, where we are in life, and what we can do. I know there are students who are from the various parts of India, but I'm sure you must have heard about people who are from Pune, or have you all heard there were this sanstha known as what was it? Andhashastra, what there was something, blind faith in all this, blind faith in superstitions, right? Now these guys, since I would say I'm very proud to be an astrologer because I have created my own niche, but at the same time this sanstha, this entire sanstha comes into my office and says that we challenge you. We challenge you to prove certain things since you're an astrologer, right? Knowing fully well that I was an astrologer with a difference. So my answer to them was that I am not going to be sucked into your net, for the simple reason you all have already made up your mind that we want to defame an astrologer. You all have already come with a preconceived notion that astrology is bogus. So even if I am doing the correct thing, you guys are going to prove yourself right. They had no answer. I said, here I challenge you. If I read your personalities, you correct me. I said, but knowing you guys, there are chances that you may completely deny that this is you as a person, because you all have come with a mission. And if you ask me, that at that particular moment, since I was young that time, I also felt a little fear in my heart that these guys are out to malign you. I mean, itni tumhari mehnat ki hui, they're just trying to malign you. But I faced that fear and I did tell that guy what I thought in my mind, and the newspapers had written about it. I am the only astrologer whom I have come on the front page, and as an astrologer, not as a psychotherapist. But why? Because I was a person who faced this and I have demystified astrology, saying it's such a beautiful science. We don't have to be shy of it because it only teaches about who you are. It does not dictate life to you. Okay, so fear again. Then timing in life is everything, that's your cosmic cloth. बेटा देयर इज नथिंग नोन एज मैं कल शुरू करूंगा. जो इंसान ने ये कहा कि आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट चेंजिंग फ्रॉम टुमारो विल नेवर चेंज एट ऑल. वुड यू ऑल अग्री विथ मी ऑन दिस? एंड हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू ऑल डू से कि कल से करता हूं? डू यू ऑल प्रॉमिस कि बदली करोगे अपने आप को? जस्ट डू इट. डोंट वेट फॉर दैट कल. If you have to give, see, when you have to give an SMS to your loved one, something has come in your mind and heart, especially your boyfriend or girlfriend, तुम आधी रात को उठ के कर दोगे. But जब काम की बात होएगी कहेंगे नहीं यार कल को करता हूँ. बेटा this is your cosmic clock, it's ticking. Trust me when I'm telling you, at this age I feel how my 58 years have just gone by. I don't even know, but I have lived and enjoyed every moment. And I feel that yes, there are a couple of years that I'm going to enjoy more and I'm going to live it. Why? Again, because there is no fear and there is a self-belief. Then it is, the truth is that in our hearts we know and inherently understand what we want. That's the EQ, emotional quotient. So be truthful to yourself. Know what your goals are, know what you want. But the external noise of everyday life, the blitz of modern existence and our microwave timed world scrambles and skews our antenna so we can no longer read our own energy. That is the IQ. अगर खुद को नहीं पहचानोगे तो खुद की IQ को भी नहीं पहचानोगे. करते हो एग्री कि नहीं करते हो? खुद को पहचानो, तुम्हारी IQ ऑटोमेटिकली तुम्हें पहचान लेगी. कहते हैं इफ यू कैन रिकग्नाइज योर इमोशनल सेल्फ, योर IQ विल फाइंड यू. बट इफ यू आर गोइंग टू रन आफ्टर योर IQ, you will lose out on your EQ. So don't get stressed out. This word stress is so much used in today's world. Oh, I'm stressed out. Oh, I need a stress buster. Oh, I need to get my hair down. So what is it that you're always thinking about stress? Now, if you're keeping yourself happy with the emotional quotient that you have and accept it, your IQ will progress. You won't feel stressed out anymore. So we have the next slide, please. Your affirmations. These are the affirmations that I follow. And I wrote them down thinking that if they are applicable to you and you all feel that yes, this suits me, you all can follow these affirmations, which means just read them once and try to drill it into your mind. Then it becomes a habit with you. It is endeavor to know yourself. Do not presume that life is predetermined. Life is not predetermined. Your birth in this world was predetermined, your death is predetermined. Nobody can dictate that to you. But what happens between the life and death is completely in your hands. So do not presume that life is predetermined. Embrace life. Do not surrender to it. Enjoy every moment of your life. Don't surrender to life कि ये तो जिंदगी ऐसी है. जिंदगी बनाई जाती है, होती नहीं है. Knowing yourself through the science of numerology or astrology, you can reaffirm what we already know intuitively on a gut level. We have a dream, a purpose in this life. By using your EQ with your IQ, you can achieve a life of health, wealth and happiness. And that is my challenge as long as I live. Come and tell me what you did and you didn't achieve. I will tell you, okay, probably you did it in a wrong way, do it this way, you will achieve. But if you come and tell me कि हुआ नहीं, my answer to you would be किया नहीं. There's a difference between has not happened, I did not try. So life is never easy, but we are armed well to face it. We have the next slide, beta. This is what I want you all to answer. Whom do you want to be like? There's a Japanese concept. Japanese are considered very brilliant, very brainy, and they do things very efficiently in their life. Because every Japanese concept is, if one can do it, you too can do. If none can do it, you must do. But हमारी Indian mentality क्या कहती है? This is our conditioning. Indian concept is, if one can do, let him do. If none can do, how can I do? अभी ये रोज अपने आप से पूछा करो, what can I do? Thank you very much, children. And now I am open to any questions that you all have in your mind. And I would also, before we have an open house discussion, I would just, because I relate my own subject to soft skills in synergy, that the soft skills that are taught to you all in the college can be adhered to and really made good use of it if you know your own self. Because I feel it is going very closely. And you can actually take advantage of the teachers who are teaching you so nicely and with dedication about soft skills. It's only when you overcome that fear and probably tell them how do you inculcate that in yourself. For that, a few little words from Professor Sheshrao here about the soft skills, because I've discussed with her in detail how my subject and her subject is closely related, and then I will answer any questions that you have in your mind. Thank you.
Okay, friends, after a lot of EQ and IQ, I just want to put some things in perspective while relating it to soft skills, right? Soft skills are the hardest skills to learn. They look very soft, they sound very soft, but they are very harsh to learn. Few hot processes I would like to start today. Keeping in mind what Dolly Manghat has been talking about EQ and IQ, I'm going to give you, I think I'm okay with this. I think they can hear me. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay, leave it at that. All right? Oh, he's going to record. All right. Because that doesn't give me the freedom to move. See, this journey of empowerment we are talking about, and what Dolly has been telling us in no uncertain terms, I want to ask you one question. You can show me your teeth? Yes or no? Yes, ma'am. Thank God. Can you show me toothache? That's the difference between EQ and IQ. See, intelligence you can measure, emotions you cannot measure. Recently we celebrated Guru Purnima, am I right? Yes, ma'am. Okay. A guru's learning process is IQ. The day the EQ meets the Sishya, the EQ begins. Unless the guru can become a Sishya, you can never be a good professor. I can tell you that after 34 years of teaching. So when I met my first student, that's when I learned to steer my knowledge, accelerate it, use the brake, use the clutch, so that optimization of knowledge and understanding came about. All right? So that's the Guru Sishya Parampara. Second thing I would like to mention to you, this is interesting. Movies. How we relate, I want you to think about. You know, Run Milka Run or whatever movie came. Bhag Milka Bhag. See? Great. I purposely said that, you see. You know, in that, you see two sides of the coin. When he is becoming a champion, you see he uses his IQ, he is bogged down, he starts re-relating and tries to succeed. He doesn't have even shoes. Those were the obstacles, and where did he reach? EQ began in Pakistan. The last part of the movie, when he goes to Pakistan, connecting with the past, living the present, looking to the future, was his mission in that movie. Have you all seen Lagan? Yes, ma'am. Team building, that's the best example you can get, my friends. So start thinking of this. When I take, or other professors take your classes, think that way. Connect with Lagan, you will know what team building is. That's what Dolly said, go to a sports ground. Go for a run. Your idea is clear. You will start relating to team building, individual excellence, the path and journey of your professional life. But believe me, it's a survey done all over the world. The best CEOs in the world are who have a good family life, plus they have the challenges in their profession. I forget the name of that management book, where they find that the most successful CEO in the US at one time, he lost out everything because he was on the brink of divorce. So you have to balance your life. Don't run only after success. Don't run only after failure. And keep on saying, I am a failure, I am a failure. It's not going to help. No one sympathizes when you say, I am a failure. Everyone cheers when you say, I am a success story. But you have to reach there. Just don't fool yourself. The last, something which has happened to us in our life, Dr. Kalam's passing away. Here was a man, can you say he had only IQ? No. Can you say he is a man who had only EQ? No. He was a man who had both. 2 incidents, and then I'll close my talk, which went far beyond what I thought. You know, one of his employees, someone working with him, came and said, sir, I want chutti this evening. Why do you want chutti? He said, you know, I have to take my son to a movie. I promised the family. Okay, go. Make sure you leave on time. This guy got into research, forgot all about it. At 7:38, he realized his mistake. He said, Bus, one more day the family is going to hammer me for not going and keeping them happy by going for the movie. What do you think happened? He went home with a long face, ready to say sorry. He had tears in his eyes. He found the family was very happy. He said, what are you so happy about? You know, Papa, a friend came and showed us the movie this evening. Who was that friend? Dr. Kalam. So the EQ and IQ, this is an excellent example. He felt for that family, but he said, this man is doing his job for the country. Let him do it. I'll make the happy family really happy. Okay. The second example came recently on WhatsApp. You know, he is a South Indian from Tamil Nadu, and we love our idlis. We can't do without them. So I think one of the companies was giving a complimentary gift to him of that grinding stone, you know, the electrical one, which is called the wet grinder. So he said, I don't want this gift. They said, no, sir. Say, okay, on one condition, that I pay for it. So they agreed. Then what happened? He sent the check was not encashed. Why was it not encashed? The company felt this is like a memento, we must treasure it. This is the Kalam we want to treasure. He sends an email saying, I see the check is not cashed. If you don't encash it, I'm sending the idli rolling stone back to you. Right? So then they were forced to encash the check. So these are things I want you to think about, because you need a role model, Dolly. Will you agree? Oh, yes. You need a role model and a mentor to succeed in life. Just sitting in the classroom, getting your notes, getting a first division, probably getting a distinction is not success. Learning from people, learning life is success. Thank you very much.
Good morning, ma'am. Morning, ma'am. My name is Monica Sahu. Ma'am, as you talked about mood swings, I wanted to say that I suffer a lot from this. I mean, I just get angry and get irritated all the time and end up crying even if I don't want to do this. And I just don't like this part of mine. So what should I do?
Okay, what's your date of birth?
20 February 1994.
See, what
on the decline, you will always feel depressed. The tides also go down. Right? And drink a lot of water that time. And when the moon is on the rise, you're actually very active and actually very good. So having studied this part of yourself, it will be nice that you observe this and utilize this to the maximum. Don't take any decisions when the moon is on the decline. And if you're feeling depressed, look out of the window, moon is on the decline, this depression is going to last, the next moment you'll be out of it. You got it? So this exercise will help you a lot. And since you are indecisive, you have to remind yourself that not taking a decision is a decision by itself. And then you start exercising, taking responsibility of whatever you do. Success or failure, we'll talk later. That steps you start taking now, in another 5 years' time, you'll be a go-getter. All right?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah?
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Kilol Vaid, and I am from Jamshedpur. Ma'am, my question to is actually till now I was feeling like actually I am very emotional. So I was taking this thing as a weakness because each and every one has just
negative or weaknesses in oneself.
No. Everyone has taken my emotional things like I like to help others. So
they've taken advantage of your emotions.
Of that thing, and they always used me. Like
that's your feeling.
Yeah. I feel that, and actually everyone has done that.
Okay.
So I was like taking this thing as an negative, but as you said that emotional is also a positive thing.
Very positive.
So how can I change my thinking?
Okay, what's your date of birth?
Ma'am, 10th October.
I'm 10th Jan, we are 1-1. I'm also as emotional as you are. I cry at a drop of a hat. I'm completely engrossed in these movies and I cry, and people have taken advantage of me, right? I mean, if it weren't for my emotions to connect with you guys, I don't have that kind of time to come and give a talk. And I'm not coming and giving a talk here because I'm earning money. I'm not. I've come here just on my own goodwill and goodwill with the institute. Why? Because I feel I need to reach out to people. And is Daran, people are thinking they've taken advantage of me. I allow them to think. I will not change myself. Because it gives me great happiness when I connect with students. You all are the future of tomorrow. You understand? So don't think that you are being taken advantage of. एक बात बेटा याद रखना जिंदगी में, तुम वही करते हो जिसमें तुम्हें खुशी मिलती है. I enjoy when people take advantage of. Why do they take advantage of me? Because I'm capable of giving. Why do they take advantage of me? Because I'm more intelligent than them. They won't take advantage of the other people who probably have nothing to give. So I think of myself that way. And your date of birth you said was 10-10, right? Now 10s are leaders. You are what you are because of who you are. People seek you out because they know कि यार वो काम कर देगा हमारा. कहीं ना कहीं in life they are going to feel bad because they are the losers. They haven't done. It's that if one can do, let him do it. But who is the winner in here? The person who's doing it. Not the person who says ki do it. So don't ever think that you're being taken advantage of. And the 10 people have great intuitions in their mind. Okay. Now, once you know that this guy is taking advantage of me, you know it before you've done it. Do it only if it makes you happy doing it. You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
And make yourself strong. But if you feel, no, this guy is bloody taking advantage of me and I don't want to do it, learn the art of saying no.
That's the problem. I can't say no.
You have to learn. That's why I said learn the art of saying no. There's a very good book written by, I'm forgetting the name, Wayne Dyer or... there is a book, Google it, Learn the Art of Saying No. And I read it. So today I am at a position where I only allow people to take advantage of me if I choose to. And at times even I'm made a sucker, they have taken an advantage of out of me. I feel let them be happy and forgive them for they know not what they're doing. But in every experience I've been a winner. Take yourself that way.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Anybody else? Yeah. Okay.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah.
My name is Umang and I'm from Bokaro State City, Jharkhand.
Okay.
Ma'am, my question is, many a times it has happened with me that whenever I tried to do something, people have said that, oh, you are thinking of doing such thing, you will not be able to do, so let it be. But I had the desire to do that thing, but due to the saying of the people, I neglected that thing, and I feel less confident of myself. So what should I do of
Will you do what I tell you to do? That's a promise with me?
Sure.
Okay. ये गाने को सुनना मतलबी हो जा जरा मतलबी औरों की सुनता है क्यों खुद की भी सुन ले कभी. You don't have to bother. It's not the people who are making you better. It's you who makes the society. So you don't have to listen to people. Don't discuss your ideas with anybody. Once you have had an idea, see that you follow it through and be responsible of the consequences. I don't want you to listen to people. What's your date of birth?
10/3/92.
10th?
10/3/92.
You can't let me down. I'm number 10. You have to be a leader. Don't listen to people. Don't discuss with people. Why do people come and tell you? Because you've discussed it with people. Let your actions show and speak more than your words. All right? Follow that.
Thank you.
Welcome. Hanji beta.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Samrat and I'm from Korba, Chhattisgarh. I want to ask you that, frankly, if I speak, I am afraid of being happy.
You're afraid of being?
Happy.
Happy, okay.
Because every time when I am happy, something or other thing happens which instantly makes me sad. Why is it so?
A very valid question is asked, which happens with most of us. Okay. Conditioning हमारी Asian culture की ऐसी हुई है कि ज़्यादा खुश मत हो नज़र लग जाती है. Right. I want you all to understand, ये जो हमारे auras होते हैं या ये जो हमारी energies होती है, we attract like-mindedness. क्योंकि we are thinking in our mind that something bad is going to happen, we are inviting those negative energies back to us. बेटा खुश रहना, आज़ाद रहना, ये हमारा जन्म सिद्ध अधिकार है. We are born to be happy. We are born to live a good life. And if we are going to be scared of living a good life, then you're bound to live a bad life. Fear, again. The biggest thing to overcome fear is when you are resisting something, you will never overcome fear. When you stop resisting, you be happy. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या हो जाएगा? What's your date of birth?
28/4/94.
2. Number 2. It's completely with water sign. So your intuitiveness is telling you that you can be happy. But your IQ is telling you, no, if I'm going to be happy, something bad is going to happen. You understand? Balance, listen to your heart, listen to your intuition. And go and find out that if I'm going to be happy, what is the bad thing that is going to happen? Half of the time we are just living in fear. Again, अपने आप को याद रखो बेटा, जो डर गया सो मर गया. तो जो खुशी के मौके आते हैं उनको जीना सीखो. खुशी को भी, उस खुशी को भी जाने देते हो ये डर के कि कहीं नेगेटिव एनर्जी ना आ जाए. So whatever you throw is what comes around. People will stop being your friends sooner or later because they'll feel that he's always so serious. Your girlfriend will go away from you. She'll say how boring he is. How are you going to enjoy with your girlfriend because all the time you're thinking आज अगर इसके साथ खुश हो लिया तो कल को लड़ाई होगी. वो तो लड़ाई होनी ही है because she'll say how boring you, I don't want to be with you.
Exactly happens.
Anybody else?
Thank you, ma'am.
As it is said, astrology is a language. If you understand this language, the sky speaks to you. We thank you, ma'am, for your guidance and your words. They have filled us with positivity. Thank you, ma'am. We would also like to thank Professor Shisha Rao, a well-known soft skills and communication skill trainer. Thank you, ma'am, for your insight on how to develop ourselves. Thank you.